you had with Jericho where MJF cost you and you can
Mm.
never again challenge for the world title. From my interactions with you, that seems like a deliberate thing that you would have chosen to do. Can you explain why you chose to do that and just kind of let us into that process?
Sure. I cut an entire promo about it on Dynamite. And I think the most important thing I said in that promo was about Dusty Rhodes, Bill Watts, Eddie Graham. And that was that I did not want to have that conflict of interest ever presented in my career. I spent a lot of time as a kid defending my dad, and more as an adolescent or a teenager when I started seeing shoot interviews and started seeing, I guess, the dark side of wrestling or the more behind the scenes aspect of it. And all these people who I know my dad helped debut, who my dad put in the game, who my dad gave a rub to, who my dad gave a huge payday to. So many of them had this negative outlook on his career as far as, because he was the top star and the booker. And I just didn't, I knew it wasn't fair because Bill Watts, Eddie Graham, and Dusty were respectively the most over guys in their territories, with exception to Ric Flair, who was my dad's antagonist and main nemesis. But it's just something I didn't want to experience myself. And I wanted to be honest with the audience. You guys want all this fresh talent. Man, there's so many people out there, and there's great wrestlers. And weirdly, and I've never told this to anyone before, but I think most people who know me get it. I wanted to take myself out of the game for that title, the biggest title we have, but also I wanted to let it be known, maybe I don't need it. Maybe I don't need it. I'm going to still tell stories that I hope you find the most interesting or provocative, and that draw interest and sell pay-per-views. And maybe I don't need the world title to do so. It is something, though, that makes me feel really great to see the amount of people online who do want me to challenge for it, or who expect that stipulation to be overturned. And that's really special to see, because it's like the opposite of what I thought. Like, I thought they would think being responsible was a good call, but yeah, it eats at me a little bit, but it's not, I can't see it changing. Everyone who's conditioned to wrestling and thinks, oh, well, there's that heel turn. There it is. I don't know, buddy. I really don't know. Yeah, it's definitely right there. If you lie to the audience, they'll get mad. But no, I don't see me changing that. And I lost.
Okay.
It wasn't like I just said I wasn't going to challenge. I said I would if I lost, So at one point I could have been world champion, but that little just, Maxwell Jacob Friedman had to make his mark, make it be known who he is. I don't know if I should share this, but I probably at some point it's going to come off my chest. Triple H is probably my favorite wrestler, and was a real model. And I only watched from a distance, but he reminded me a lot of my dad in the sense that I watched him do all the work, be this executive, and then go out there. And he was only part-time for the most part, other than when I first started and had that run with him and Teddy and Sean, but really was a model in terms of, okay, you can do both.